Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be telling you guys how I got a job at around 15-16 years old. Okay, so let me give you a little backstory on Jamaica. The way how our high school system is set up, students don't usually work and go to school. So I was definitely one of the very few students in my cohort who was actively working throughout the school year and going to school, and I'm going to tell you guys how I did it. So I started off by asking myself what I'd want to do and where I'd want to work, and at that time I was just getting into modeling, and so I knew I wanted to work somewhere that was in the creative industry. So I just did my research and found some local companies, and basically the first company that I reached out to said yes. So this was my game plan. I was going to email them asking for a summer internship, even if it was unpaid, kill it, and then hopefully ask to stay on board after, or hopefully they would ask me to stay on board after. What ended up happening is when I emailed them, somebody had just left the day before, so I was able to take up their position and get paid, and I did really well there. And when I ended up leaving the company, I was going into my third year of working there. Some pros of that were, number one, I got money to buy little things, which is why I wanted a job in the first place. Second, networking. I got to meet so many creatives who I'm really good friends with now. And thirdly, I learned so much, from just like admin stuff to setting up automated systems to how to deal with problems in the workplace and just production overall. My knowledge definitely increased. A con of getting a job so early though is that a lot of the times I was stressed out. So if you ever do get a job early, make sure that your employer knows that school is your first priority and that you communicate very well with them. The other thing that I would warn people about, are you getting a job early, is that sometimes when you get a certain measure of financial independence, it's very hard to go back. And don't get me wrong, you know, having a certain amount of independence is actually a good thing, but there has to be a balance. And for example, if you start working early, it can put a lot of pressure on yourself. Like for me, I always feel like I have to be earning and bringing in an income, because from when I was 15, I was used to doing that. And so sometimes when I need a break, I don't take one because I put that pressure on myself. Also, it's super important to have a balanced view of money before you start earning it. Money is good for a lot of things, right? It puts food on the table, can get you a bag of nice things. But at the end of the day, money will never solve the world's real problems like death, illness, natural disasters. So it's important to always keep money in its place. And then my last warning is that the real world has some very ingenuine people in it. And if you're young, you're naive, and people are going to try to take advantage of you and or make you feel less than, and it's totally up to you how you respond to it, whether you rise up and stay firm or whether you're going to shrink back in fear and let people do whatever they want to do. Fortunately, my work environment was very supportive and they made me feel confident in my value and what I offered, but I have definitely been in some toxic professional spaces where I just had to rise up and keep my head high. And one more thing, I promise this is the last thing. If you're trying to get a job and you're the one asking for it, make sure that you make your value clear to the company and that you also identify why you want to work at that specific company. So for example, if I was applying to an interior design company, I would, to show my value, maybe offer to send my portfolio or something, and then why I want to work at that specific company, I could say something like, I love the work they did on XYZ building because of XYZ. And also, if you're starting out, there's no shame in doing something unpaid. Okay, well, that's all I have for you guys today. If you're a young person and you're looking for a job, I hope that the tips that I mentioned in this video are helpful and that you also learn from my experience. Till next time, guys. Bye.